Are you set? Hello and welcome to another edition of Talkin' Business. I'm Joey Trombley. On the camera is the founding father himself, Calvin Castine, and today is the 22nd of October 2013, and I'm with Neil Sutcliffe, and we're at the former Sunny Hill Horse Farm, and it's going to be really neat today talking to Neil because I've known Neil for well over 20 years now, and Neil has a very creative mind. He's done a lot of things through the years, and we're here because he's turned the horse farm into a golf course on the outside, and you got some neat things going on the inside. But Neil, if you can give the folks kind of a little history about yourself and how long you've been in the area. I know you've lived in Chazy for a long time.
Yeah, I've been in Chazy since 1983, so that's 30 years, and I was 7 years before that I was on Point-au-Fer.
Okay.
The first house, the log cabin, it got flooded out in 11 there. That was that was mine. So I've been around for 37 years. Originally, I am from Montreal. I still live in Montreal, but I have a country place down here in Chazy Landing, and I own Sunny Hill Farm.
Now, how long have you owned Sunny Hill? This was the Menard farm before, right?
This was, it was owned by Pete Menard, and I bought it off of him in 1989.
And the horses were big back then.
Yes, I mean, Quebec had a wonderful program, and that's what brought me here, and we built the track, the racetrack, have a half-mile racetrack, did our training here and our racing in Quebec.
Right now, now of course, people would see you racing the horses around the track and stuff, and you had the only half-mile track around here.
Oh,
right?
yeah. The next one closest to here was in Westport.
Okay.
So, we were pretty popular back in the day. In the 90s, it was very good. And then at the end of the 90s, the Quebec government decided they didn't like the horse business anymore. They preferred the casino business and the lottery business. So that left us out, and they basically shut the program down. So at that stage, I actually ended up renting the farm to Sam Tremblay, who's a friend of mine who took care of my horses during that period of time. And we went. We brought what was left of our broodmare stock. We brought them all to Ontario, my partners and I, and we've been there since the mid to the end of the 90s. And the Ontario government just decided that they don't like the horse business. So I brought them back this winter. I had 7 horses here all winter, and I took care of them for the large part on my own. And I found it very strenuous.
Right, I'm sure.
You know, I'm 65 years old now, so I'm not up to taking care of horses, mucking and feeding and brushing. And so I decided more or less to put an end to the horse business altogether. And we're bringing most of our horses this fall to sales in Pennsylvania and in Ontario. And we're selling out.
Okay, and so you got a par 3 golf course here.
Yeah.
And what... Because your mind's always going. What made you decide to do that here on the former Sunny Hill farm?
Well, when I got the farm back from Sam left in 2007, I think. He'd been here almost 10 years. He decided to build his own place over in Hayford Road. And so I got the farm back, and there was a lot of work to be done because I guess I'd neglected it over the years. And so I kept busy for a long time. And one day I was out there, and I was in the middle of the track where there's probably about 8 acres of land in the middle of the racetrack. And I decided that this year I would cut the grass, all the grass, like I did back in the day when the horses were here. The whole farm would be cultivated, all nicely cut. So I decided to do it again, and when I did it, I said, wow, I think I've got something here. Why not just put a couple of holes in the ground, put a couple of flags in, and practice golf?
Right.
And that's how it started.
And that's how it began.
Yeah.
Now, I think I saw a sign that you had Frisbee golf, too?
No, not Frisbee.
It's not,
we call it target golf.
Target golf, okay.
And the reason we call it target golf is because we really don't have greens, but we've made a 30-foot in diameter target around each hole.
Okay.
And so that gives the golfer the pleasure of seeing that he hit inside the circle, for instance.
Okay.
So it's a target, and then we chip into the hole.
Right, okay.
And because there's no greens, it's chipping. I put, instead of a 4-inch cup, which is normal in golf, 4 or 5-inch,
right.
I put 8-inch cups.
Oh, okay.
So there's a little compensation there for the fact that you're not able to putt.
Well, you're a golfer, and you know that it all comes down to the short game.
Yes, it is.
So it's a great way for people to hone on their short game here.
It's a wonderful opportunity. I mean, we've got 9 holes, and you can play par 4s here, too,
okay.
which I'll explain as we get out there.
Okay, great.
Yeah.
So you want to go on the outside first before you go on the inside?
I think that would be nice, yeah. We go on the track and take a look at the course from the track.
Okay, and we can talk about each hole and the distance and the yardage and stuff like that.
Very good.
We're on? All right, we're on. Calvin's got the little camera here today, so I wasn't sure what he was doing. But we're up elevated right now, Neil, and it looks beautiful. You did some work yesterday on it, you were saying.
Yeah, I was taking down the fescue between this is hole number 8, starting over here to the yellow flag.
Okay.
It's 211 yards.
211 yards, so that's a very challenging par 3.
Yeah, especially against the west wind.
Yeah. Yeah.
As a matter of fact, my
The wind hardly ever blows here, does it?
Oh no, the west wind. When the west wind's blowing, my sons and I will come around here, and the minute we get here, we'll say par 4.
Yeah, yeah.
Because against the wind, it becomes a par 4 instead of a par 3. But anyway, these 2 holes were hayed last year. So they're only the first year being made into a golf course.
Now, did you start out with 9 holes, or did you start with just 3 or 4 holes, didn't you?
I started out with the first 4 holes here inside the racetrack. The racetrack you can see over there.
Yeah, where the flag is.
So those 4 holes were created 4 years ago. And then I created 5, 6, and 6 2 years ago, and 7, 8, and 9 this year. So, and this is what I wanted to bring to your attention this is what we call our target golf.
Right. Okay.
They're not really greens. They probably will become greens. I'm thinking about buying a green machine for next year that mows it to less than half an inch.
Right.
But right now what we do is let the grass grow around 30 feet in diameter around the pin. We let the grass grow about 1.5 inches longer than the fairway.
Right.
And that creates a target.
Okay.
So the golfers like to have something to shoot for other than a pin. You know, if you get inside the circle on 2, you're happy.
Right. So now, if they get in the circle, they just consider it like a 1 putt, and they end up with 2.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Is that how you kind of do it?
Yeah, that's kind of. You can make your rules up as you go.
Sure. Well, yeah.
It's a pretty casual course.
You mean you aren't following the USGA guidelines?
No, not yet. Not yet. Maybe one day.
Now, of course, you're coming back now. What's the distance on this hole here? This is number 9.
You got 2 tee box back there. It's next to the big
tree,
the big oak on the road there. There's one at the first tee box is 165, and there's one behind it. It's 185 to this pin.
Okay. Now, do you just move the tee boxes around?
No, not the tee boxes. Everything is set.
Where it
is set.
Okay.
Is set. We leave the flags there. We don't take the flags out when we chip into the hole, because as I was mentioning before, they're 8-inch cups.
Right.
So the flag stays in the hole. You don't have to take it out.
Sure. Okay. So this is 8 and 9.
That's right.
Now we want to go start with the first hole.
Yeah,
work our way around.
Yeah, we'll walk over there.
Let Calvin get a look at an overview here of the. So this year, this was like the first, well, you've been doing it for 3 or 4 years, but but you had 9 holes this year.
Yes.
So how was it? How was the traffic?
Well, it could have been better.
It's probably started off slow.
Well, it's a slow procedure. I think you have to have patience in this game. We didn't do any advertising. Very end of the year, I put a small ad in the Penny Saver, for instance, something inexpensive, and I had a sign on the road.
Okay.
So that's all. And I'm really looking for someone to help me manage this course. Somebody who knows the industry and who can bring it to the next level. That's what I'm looking for.
Now, what is the? Somebody comes here and wants to play 9 holes or 18 holes. What's your fee structure?
Well, there's no fee structure. It's by donation. There's a donation box.
So it's the honor system.
It's the honor system. There's a donation box there, and you pay what you feel it's worth. If somebody asks me what a fair donation would be, I kind of encourage $10 a game, which isn't a game. It's $10 to come in and play golf.
Right.
There's no rules about how many holes you can play.
Okay.
You can stay here all afternoon for all I care. You're here to practice.
Right. Yes, it's to hone your short game.
Exactly. Irons only, basically.
Unless you're on number 8.
Number 8 against the wind, you bring out the big driver.
I don't know about you, Neil, but I'd be having a wood over here.
Yeah, exactly.
I don't think I don't have an iron that can go 211 in the west wind.
Well, what's interesting is we've got 2 par 4s over here too, because when we get over to 1, we'll explain that when we get over to 1. Okay.
Okay. Well, we'll head over to number 1 right now.
Good.
And as we made it over to hole number 1, we were talking, of course, I remember as the Menard Farm, but this was actually, if you go back farther, was the Robinson Farm.
Yes, it was actually Sunny Hill Dairy, owned by the Robinson family for years. I didn't know the family myself, but a little story about that is about, I think 5 or 8 years ago, one of the family members from the Robinson family came and asked me if Mrs. Robinson's ashes could be spread here at Sunny Hill. And I told him it would be an honor for us to do so. And her ashes are off the end of the track here, and that's where she's buried.
Well, that's very nice.
Yeah, yeah.
So, I mean, I'm talking to Calvin, they were here for how many years, Calvin?
Quite a while.
Yeah, for probably decades, probably.
Oh, yeah.
Is what we're talking about.
They had built that extension to the barn that will go in later on.
Okay. All right. So, yeah, we want to get that history there because that was a little before my time, or at least that I remember. So we wanted to definitely pay some tribute to the Robinson family. But we're on the first tee here, and there's that donation box you were talking about.
That's right. That's right.
So whatever you feel you feel it's worth, you can make a donation.
Yeah.
And it helps cover the fuel and stuff.
That's it. That's it.
Now, the first hole is 126 yards.
That's right. You
And
can
is that
see
the white flag right there?
White flag. There's a ditch in the way, and then a white flag.
Okay.
And
Well, I'll tell you what, this west wind, it plays longer than 126.
Oh yeah, you'll find most of the holes play longer when we get a chance to see them all. I mean, if you can look down here, my sons and I, when we play par 4 from here. Instead of shooting to the first hole,
Right.
we shoot down to the end, to the orange flag, which is 320 yards away.
Okay.
So that becomes a par 4.
Sure.
And then coming back the other way, we play 2 to 4. And that's 340 yards.
Okay.
So we have 2 par 4s.
So you change it up that way.
Yes, we change it up, exactly.
So you keep talking about playing your son. Who's getting the better of who?
I don't know. It's give and take. I mean, so it depends who cheats the most, I think. As I said earlier, it's very casual golf. It's like, well, that one went into fescue. Well, we won't count that one then because that fescue should be brought down.
Time for a mulligan.
Exactly. That's right. That's right. So yeah, I play a lot with my sons here and my brother-in-laws and a lot of my friends come up from Montreal.
But you can definitely pass an afternoon here.
Oh yeah, we pass a good afternoon, yeah, because we'll play 18 holes here. It takes to do 9, it takes 1 hour.
Okay.
But basically that's if you're a twosome.
Right.
So if you're foursome, it's going to take much longer. But I mean, basically you can get 9 holes done easily in an hour.
Right. And like you say, it's a good course to work on your short game.
Yes, it is.
Because
when I first started it, these are the first 4 holes in the center of the track here that I started. There was a lot more rough, a lot more fescue, and then I met a gentleman from Gouverneur, over in the west of here, and he owned his own golf course, and he stopped by one day and he was telling me the first thing you've got to do is take down some of this fescue and rough because people don't like losing golf balls.
Yeah.
And I found that to be true over the last 4 years. Definitely. So I've been reclaiming more for the actual fairways each year. And if you see here, if you're looking, Calvin's got it going now, the camera, you can see a band of first cut rough all around.
Right.
And that band is probably 12 or 15 feet wide all around the course.
Okay.
So that grabs your ball instead of going into the higher grass,
stuff, right?
It stops it. And so
Right.
we've been working on that since we started 4 years ago.
Yeah, but and you're right because people hate losing golf balls,
Yeah.
and plus it slows the play up.
Yes.
If you keep sitting there looking for your balls,
Yeah.
and when you're like you say, when you're here, we aren't going to the U.S. Open.
No.
We're here to have
That's
some fun.
That's right, exactly. That's what it is, a casual golf course. I think if I have a vision in mind for it, it's definitely towards the younger players, the players just starting out.
Right.
As a matter of fact, I've offered this to some of the local high schools to come and play free with their golf teams next spring.
You bring up a good point for, like I started Galen when he was 10, and at the time, I took him to Port Kent because it was kind of
casual.
Very casual.
Course? Exactly.
And so I took him there to learn how to play just because he didn't want to hold people up and stuff like that. He was just learning how to play the game. But what a wonderful place to come and
Well,
learn the game of golf.
they're intimidated. The young people are intimidated of a proper golf course because people are always in front of them and behind them, and
Right.
it's intimidating. And here they can come. As a matter of fact, I've had a lot of grandparents bring their grandkids here,
Yeah.
and the first thing they do when they finish is come and shake my hand and thank me for building this course.
Yeah, well, I picture a 10-year-old for the green 126 yards. For them, that's a driver.
That's a drive. Exactly.
That's a driver for those
Exactly.
young guys and
That's
gals.
right. That's right. That's right.
And so yeah, you're actually kind of creating a market here.
That's what I'm hoping.
It's just, but it is a slow process. And
Well, I'll never get rich on it, that's for sure. But the
no,
whole,
but you,
the
but
whole
you, but
idea
you
is
love the
that
game of golf.
I love the game of golf. It's my farm. It's long ago paid for,
Right.
and it's something I want to do. And I'm hopefully the community will accept it.
It will
for
catch on.
Exactly.
Yeah, and I think you still have a strong market with the Canadian market with your contacts.
Yes.
Plus with the Canadian dollar being so strong.
Yeah. A lot of boaters golfed here
Boaters?
this year.
Yeah.
Yeah, quite a few from Quebec. Yes.
Sure.
Yeah.
So I mean, I think there's definitely a market for that. So where do you want to take us from here, Neil?
Well, I think we should go maybe to the end of the track and
Take a
take
drive
a
down
look
there?
from back to the barn here.
Okay,
Yes,
let's do that.
exactly. Okay.
And we made it to the back of the course here. So this is a hole. Now right here are the benches and this tee box. What hole is this?
This is the third hole tee box.
Okay, and then of course the
It's,
white signs have
yeah.
the yardage on
Yeah,
them.
it would be 100 from this tee box here. It's 151 yards to the flag, to the blue flag out there.
Yeah.
And behind us, there's a smaller tee box which would make it 191,
Okay.
191 yards. But this is the hole that you could also couple up, like I was telling you before, from 1 to 2 flag. Here you can go from 3 tee off to the 4th hole.
Yeah. And how far is that?
That would be
distance?
340 yards
Yeah, that's a nice par
from the
four.
back tee box.
From the back tee box. Yeah.
Yes.
Now from the next tee box to the yellow flag, what's the distance from that hole?
That's 130 something, 135, 136.
Okay. Now now you said you haven't cut the fairways in a couple weeks. Of course, we're toward the end of the season now.
Yeah,
being
well,
late
we're
October.
basically closed. I took the sign in 2 weeks ago, and I haven't cut it since. So I probably cut it in the next 2 days for the final cut of the year.
Now, for you to cut the fairways, just the fairways, how long does that take you?
Well, fairways and first cut rough all along the side. You can see that there's a first cut of rough all around. It takes 5 hours each time.
Each time?
Yeah.
Okay.
So
And you
in
do
the
it twice
summer
a week.
and twice a week in the summertime. Yes.
Okay, and then now the fescue, you're gonna cut that down more often.
No, the fescue we cut once a year.
Okay.
It's just been cut. That's why it's all down right now.
Looks so nice, but then obviously by the end of the season it'll be up there again.
It'll be up there. Yes.
Okay. And then same thing with the
That's what
target itself.
Yeah, the target itself is just as you can see. What I do is I cut a band around 30 foot around. I cut a band, and I cut from inside first, and then I cut out, and then
Yeah.
I cut outside.
Okay.
So that's your target. And the fescue is what we call the ball thief. Each year I cut the fescue down and I walk around with a basket. I get between 65 and 85 balls each year.
Ball feed, yeah. That would do that. Now, as far as the design of the course, is just you picked up on it, or did you?
It's all my design.
It's all your design.
The design really was dictated to me. I mean, I've got a circular area here, and it was enough area to create 4 holes, so it's 2 up and 2 down.
So the rumor of Nicholas and Fowler didn't come up here to help you design it?
Not at all, not at all. But I have had some help, a little bit of help. A local boy, George. You know George Black from
Yeah.
Russell's Point.
Yeah.
Well, his son Corey.
Okay.
Well,
yeah.
he works for a golf architect out of Montreal, Graham Cook.
Okay.
And he's come a couple of times and said we've done a pretty good job with what we had, and
Yeah.
he's given me some tips here and there.
That's
so
nice to have that
yeah.
as a resource.
Exactly.
Very much so.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, this is a beautiful shot of the barn out in the distance.
Right. It is. It is.
Of course, you got the flag out there.
And the track is still in good shape.
Yeah, it is.
Maybe we can have some road races here.
So
you know?
if somebody doesn't like to golf,
They can
golf, and the other spouse could go jogging around the track.
if they have a bad golf game, they can take out their frustration on the racetrack.
Just do a jog. Just jog around. You got it all covered here.
Exactly.
Loser of the hole has to run a lap.
Yeah, exactly. That would be a good idea.
By the 9th hole, you're done.
You lose a lot of weight that way, I'll tell you.
It's called aerobic golf.
Exactly. You've got something there.
So you can create another market there, aerobic golf. All right, so where do you want to go from here?
Well, I'll go to the 5th hole.
Okay, the 5th hole. We'll head there. And we made it to hole number 5, and this is 114 yards. Now, what I'm looking at here, Neil, is I see 2 different flags.
That's right. That's right. That was my idea. It's one of the simplest holes on the course because it's downhill. It's only 114 yards, and it's downhill. So thinking that you can come around the first time on the first 9 and hit the left flag, and then on the second time around you can hit the right flag.
Okay. So
And I have a trick up my sleeve whenever I play with my son. I only declare what flag I'm shooting for after I've hit my ball.
now, the shorter, what's the distance to the shorter flag?
No, they're both the same.
They're both 114?
It's like a light bulb. It goes out like that. So one is on the left and one is on the right.
So, same distance?
Yeah.
Okay. And is this the only hole that you did that with?
Yes, it's the only one with 2 holes.
Okay. So this was the 5th hole, and the 6th goes off to the left.
No, the 6th you go back into the woods to tee off into a little alcove in the cedars back there.
Okay, that's the
little
okay. Yeah.
sign out there.
Yep.
And we can go to the top of the hill and take a look at that.
Okay.
Let's walk over there now.
All right. Sounds good. So we made it to hole number 6 here up on the hill, and this is kind of a unique hole. It's like a little dog leg.
Yeah, exactly. You have to go over the fescue. Well, if you're brave, you go to the back over there and tee off, and then you go over the fescue, and then here's your target right down in
Right.
here. And it's only 101 yards.
Oh.
But it's a very, very tricky
Now,
little hole.
now where the tee box is, you have a direct look here, or are
Yes,
you hid behind
no.
the pines?
No. You have
the
it.
cedars, I
You're
should
right
say.
there in the edge of the
You're on the
woods.
edge, so you have a direct look at it.
Yes, you do. Yes, you do.
No, you
It's
got to attack the flag. Then.
Oh no, you have to each time. I mean, if you don't, you're a wimp.
but you left room if they happen to pull.
Oh, there's lots of people that need the room. That's for sure. Especially the younger folks. You know.
Well, as they're learning, right?
Yeah, exactly. Exactly.
That's a nice hole.
And then we cut through here. Over here, Calvin's gonna take a shot of that over there. And this is the 7th hole, which we developed. Oh, there's a ball.
What kind is it?
That's True Flight. No good. No good.
The True Flight.
So then we developed the 7th hole here, and this is the tee box over here. We walk through the fescue. And as you can see here, what I'm thinking about for the future is I'm thinking possibly of adding 5 or 6 more holes on this part of the farm over here,
Okay.
which is still being used for horses at the moment, but soon the horses will all be gone. But I'm thinking of either putting 5 or 6 more holes in here, or a driving range. Off the track to the forest is about 300 yards.
Okay.
So that's future considerations.
I mean, you travel a lot, Neil, and I've been around a lot. There's places that just have driving ranges as a business.
Right.
So
Well, I don't think we have the traffic here for just a driving range, but
Probably
and to me, I mean, I think that's I don't know. It's not something with any sex appeal to it. I think that the actual golf course as a training center is more attractive for me as an owner.
I would agree with that.
But it might complement what we're trying to do here.
Yeah.
It might complement what we're trying to do.
Now, number 7, how many yards is 7?
7 is 116.
That's only 116 yards?
It's only
Of course, from up here,
yeah. These are the 3 shortest holes on the course.
So these are your scoring holes.
Well, yes, but there's little tricks to them too.
They all have their own identity, right?
Yeah, they certainly do. They certainly do.
All right, you want to head back to the barn?
Yeah. Well,
Okay. Or you want more? Where do you want to go here from now?
Well, I mean, you can get in the truck and go there. I'll just walk over here. We'll see the end of the 7th hole.
Oh, okay. So we're in the middle of hole number 7, and you're pointing out, Neil, it is a narrow hole.
Yeah.
And I like the way you left that tree there.
Yeah, it's the only tree on the course. But, and it is sort of protects the hole But we built a bank up here,
Uh-huh.
and we brought the fairway up the bank so that you can actually use the hill to ricochet off and roll down type of thing. And it works. It works well,
So you-
especially for a left-handed golfer like myself.
So you're the Phil Mickelson of this course.
Oh, yeah, exactly.
Exactly.
It's quite fun. I mean, after golfing on it for 4 years, it's still a contest. It's still a big contest.
Golf is a contest.
It is.
There is no doubt.
There's no doubt. It's a
There's no-
challenge. It's a challenge.
Of all the things you've done, it's one of the and myself probably one of the toughest sports I've ever played.
Oh, by far.
With a
By
ball
far.
that doesn't move,
Exactly.
and a club that's 3 times the size of the ball.
Yeah. Oh, it's tough. It's tough.
But to me, it's very therapeutic.
That's another part of the market that I'm looking at here with this golf course. We talked about the youth before, but I'm also looking at guys my age, that are retired now. And you think that when you get to my age in retirement, you'd have more time for golf, but I don't find that. I find that I want to spend less time at golf. So for me, like a 7-hour game of golf now it's
Not fun.
it's no interest to me whatsoever.
Right.
So I'd rather come here, take my clubs out, and just go around in an hour or 2 hours, do 18 holes, and I'm done.
And you get out of your system.
And I get it out of my system. So
Right.
that's what I'm finding. I'm hoping that that my situation is the same as a lot of other people in
Sure.
my age, and that they'll come by. That's what I'm hoping.
Yeah, no, I think you're onto something here.
Well, I
and
hope so.
and we're hoping while we're out here right now talking business. The whole concept was Calvin's idea to expose local businesses in the area to the public
Right.
that people really don't know about. And while we're talking about that, if you're compelled and you like this show, you may want to be compelled to send a donation to 1477 Ridge Road in Champlain, New York, 12919, or go to hometowncablenetwork.com and you can pay through the PayPal account. But Calvin's got over 9,000 programs posted already. He's got thousands more he can put on there. Plus, he's doing new shows every week like this one here. And it only happens if he's supported by the viewers and the local businesses. He's not supported by the state or the feds. And so if you feel compelled, please send a donation to Calvin. That's how he makes his livelihood. And we hope you like this show. We do get good feedback on it. And you can show that appreciation by, if you have the means to send a donation to Calvin. And like I said, he would appreciate it. So we got the course. We got 8 and 9. So I guess you did some neat things in the barn too, right?
Yes, that's what I think we should go and see that.
Okay, let's do that. Well, we made it up to the hay mound here in the barn, and Calvin, you're a genius, because as soon as we walked in, it started to rain pretty hard.
Yeah, exactly.
So Calvin told us that we're going to start outside first. He saw the clouds coming in. So you've taken this hay mound and you've turned this into kind of like a
rec center.
area.
Yeah, a rec center for after game parties, or I encourage people to bring whatever they want to eat and drink here. And if they come and play golf, they can come up here. It's part of the fees to come and play.
So it's part of the donation.
Yeah, exactly. Now, what I want to do eventually is try to build a situation here where we have tournaments and mini tournaments, 20 to 50, 60 people. And you play golf and you bring your families, and then we'll have barbecue pits outside. We'll have some horseshoe throwing, whatever you call it, and then you'll come up here and party afterwards.
So you did a lot of work up here then, too.
Oh yeah, we put all of these. See what we've done here? We brought the concept of the farm, the black fences outside.
Yeah, okay.
We brought them inside.
Yeah.
So that was my concept, and we built the fence inside, and then the barn doors. The
Right.
barn door crosses on just for a little eye candy, you might say.
Right.
And so that's it. We didn't spend a lot of money up here, but
Did
it's
you paint the floor up here?
yeah. Oh yeah. And it's neat and it's tidy and it's clean.
Right.
And there's 3,000 square feet of space here.
And this part of the hay mound.
Just on this part.
Because you have a whole nother section this side.
the
and
other section
side.
is 2,500 square feet.
So this is bigger than the other side.
yeah,
Okay.
it is. Yeah.
Wow. And then, of course, downstairs you still have the stalls.
All the stalls, there's 20 stalls, 12 by 12 stalls.
And those, you'll keep that the way it is still?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't want to take away from the farm because you never know where it's going. I mean, I
Right.
could find somebody with a good size herd of horses that want to come in and participate with me here in the horse business again.
Right, okay,
So I don't want to detract from that.
okay.
So we put a little bit of furniture in here. We had a local gentleman come by and build some rustic furniture, tables and chairs, benches, and drinking tables, as I call them.
Right,
We left a couple of bales of hay up here just to give it effect,
yeah,
and put tabletops on top of them, and got a stage here, and we built a small bar. Very rustic.
and of course you brought the lights in.
All the lights, yes, and we redid the lights on the barn. They were just the old-fashioned corrugated, corrugated,
yeah.
whatever they were.
So you
So we put plexiglass in them to let the light in. And now we can go from here. We have an entrance to the outside deck we were on before. If you'd like to go through there, we'll take a look.
Okay.
So during the daytime, you can be up here partying, and then you have some people outside and some people inside.
Right, and then of course you had of course you had the stairs going down from the deck
That's
down
right,
below.
down to the golf course.
So we come full circle then.
Yeah, that's right. This is where we started, and this is where we're ending up. And here comes the rain.
Yeah, sprinkling a little bit. Yeah, this is, you've done a
So
nice
you
job
see-
here, Neil.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you
You've done
very
a really
much.
Nice job here.
Thank you. Thank you.
It definitely has morphed itself into a golf look feel.
Yeah, yeah.
Especially when you stand elevated right here.
Right, right.
You got the holes are distinguished, which is nice. Yep. And like you say, target golf. You take even a golfer on a bigger course with a green, if they could stick it anywhere in that circle by the flag, they'd be tickled pink.
Exactly. That's what it is. That's what it
Exactly.
is.
So it's a great place to hone your skills. It's a great place for, like you said, to get young kids here
Yes.
into the game.
Get
And then-
get the families out together.
Yeah, to get the family, get back to doing family things together.
Right.
And then, like you said, the retirees who,
Mhm.
or even people that don't want to spend 3-4 hours on a round of golf, which is going to take 3 to 4 hours to
Oh
play a
yeah,
round of
no,
golf.
by the time you get there, prepare and get home, it's more like 7 hours.
Well,
It can be.
depends if you go to the 19th hole or
Yeah,
not.
exactly.
But the,
Well, this is our 19th hole right here. This is
Yeah.
what we're looking at here.
But
And
you-
I encourage people. I don't sell any liquor here, and I don't sell any food. So I encourage people to bring their lunch and
Yeah.
bring their beverages.
right. And like you say, a person can playing 2 balls per hole
Yes,
can get around in an hour,
absolutely, absolutely.
I would think.
An hour for 9 holes. If you do 18, it's 2 hours.
Right.
Yeah.
If playing 2 balls.
Yes.
Yeah.
So you don't need a lot of time, and it's good practice.
Yeah.
I think it's more interesting than going to a driving range, for instance.
I would agree with that 100%.
Right.
Because you have holes that you can drive,
Yes.
you know, so you can. But and I'll say it again, it all comes down to the short game. It comes down to the irons, your short play, your chipping. Obviously, you don't have putting here, but it comes down to the 100 yards and in, 150 yards in. That's where you score.
That's right. And regarding putting, who likes putting anyway? I always hated it.
Well,
it's so frustrating. You get on in 3 and then you 3-putt. I mean,
But like right now, we're the 22nd of October. Now, when you look out, you do have that links course feel.
that's what it is.
that
The
you-
links course.
The
That's
links
what
course.
it is.
And with the rain, you almost feel like we're in Europe right now.
That's right.
As we're looking at the links
Let's call it Scotland.
We're in Scotland. We're in Scotland here.
Scotland. Here
and
it
we're
comes.
going because the rain's coming in.
Good call. That was good. If you stay long enough here, you'll see my leaks.
Well, no, I mean, obviously, we grew up here. We know where Sunny Hill
Right.
Farm is, but kind of give the folks an idea where the farm is, the name of what your course is called, hours of operation.
Oh, we've always kept the name Sunny Hill.
So it is Sunny Hill.
It comes from the dairy, Sunny Hill Dairy, and then it was Sunny Hill Training Facility, Horse Farm, and now it's Sunny Hill Golf and Country Club.
Okay. and explain to the folks the location of this facility.
Well, it's virtually between Champlain, New York, and Rouse's Point on Route 11.
Okay.
And just past the 276 going east.
And your hours of operation?
Well, we open at 7 o'clock in the morning, and it's till it gets dark.
Okay.
Whatever time. I mean, there's really, most of the time, there's nobody here. I'll come by, you know, if I'm in town, I come by, and I'm here for 2 or 3 hours a day. But people can just walk on. They don't need any, there's no tea times.
There's no tea times or anything.
It's walk on.
So like in the summer when the sun comes out at 5 in the morning,
You can come and play.
if somebody wants to play at 5:30 in the morning?
Absolutely.
They
Before they go to work, they can come and play. And,
Right.
and please don't forget the donation box. That pays for the gas to cut the course.
Well, now I know the course is shut down now,
Right.
but when would you open it in the spring?
This year we were able to open in May.
Okay, early May?
No, I would say late April, early May. Yeah.
Okay, late April,
It could
early May.
even be late April.
Okay. Yeah, obviously depending on the weather.
Absolutely.
Now how is it, I guess a good question, the spring thaw, how is it as far as wetness and stuff out there?
I don't have any problems.
Not at all?
No, the property is well ditched. When we built the track, we built a lot of ditches as well for drainage.
Sure.
And they really work, and I don't have any wetness at all.
Nice.
In the spring.
So Sunny Hill Country Golf Club,
Yeah.
Target Golf,
Target.
and we hope you've enjoyed this show because it's been a very enlightening show for us, as for Calvin and I, because we drive by here every day.
That's right.
And just never really paid much attention. And we talked a little bit, but I've never had the chance to come check you out, and definitely will now. And if you like this show, again, if you can send a donation to 1477 Ridge Road, Champlain, New York. Calvin Castine is on the camera, the founding father. He had his 30th anniversary in June, bringing programming to the North Country. And this here will become a hometown memory for your family.
Right.
They'll see it. He'll post it on Hometown Cable Network tonight, possibly. You can get a CD of it. It'll be on the
that's
Access
nice.
channel.
Thank you very much. Thank you for coming.
Oh, you're welcome. And we enjoy doing these shows. And you probably hear the rain in the background, so we planned it perfectly to get around that course. This is Neil Sutcliffe, the proprietor of this great facility that he has up here. I'm Joey Trombley. It's the 22nd of October 2013, and this has been another edition of Talkin' Business.
And see you folks in the spring.
2014.
2014.